Hello, good morning. How are you? Today I just came early morning at office, right? When I opened the office, I could see my kitten or cat who was living over here. It's a male cat. It's 1.5 years old. So I could see this kitten when I opened, the cat showed me something what is very interesting. This is what it is. He killed and he kept inside office. Okay, now you can see this is a big rat, right? So I told many times I'm just throwing this out. I don't know whether this cat is going to eat or not. ये बिल्ली मैंने जब ऑफिस में आया है देखा है, सडनली वो मेरे को दिखाया एक रैट उसको किल किया है, किल वन रैट. सो বিড়াল বিড়ালને বিড়াল ইঁদুর মেরেছে. তো বিড়াল ইঁদুর মেরেছে. কালকে আমি কি হয়েছে, ওকে আমি খুব একটা বেশি খাবার দেন, আই ডোন্ট গিভ হিম মাচ মোর ফুড অ্যান্ড I want to make him more sustainable because I've been feeding chicken for 10 kittens, right? Almost 1.5 years. 2 kilo chicken every day and 2 liter milk. 2 kilo chicken and 2 liters milk, right? You can imagine 1.5 years. So those kittens are some are picked up from streets, some are picked up from different locations, now given shelter. They're living here and all the activities, they feel like it is their home. खुद को समझता है इसका खुद का घर है. एंड देर आर मेनी रैट्स, एक्सटर्नाल रैट्स, आउटसाइड रैट्स, दे आर কামিং ইনসাইড. বাইরে থেকে অনেক ইঁদুর আসে. ইঁদুরগুলোকে ওরা মারে, খায়, কিছু খেলা করে. দে প্লে উইথ दोज रैट्स. समटाइम दे कीप इट फॉर 2 to 3 days. ये लोग 2 to 3 दिन वो रैट को रखते हैं, मारते नहीं है. नाउ okay, people might be telling that what enjoyment you are getting by keeping cats at home or cats at office. As I have told you, I have 10 cats. First of all, कैट जो होता है बहुत डिसिप्लिन होता है. दे आर वेरी वेरी डिसिप्लिन वन. ये लोग अनेक डिसिप्लिन मेंटेन करे. दे आर द फर्स्ट लर्निंग एनिमल्स. फ्रॉम किटन द डे वन they can learn many things. Their mother, they taught those kittens very faster way. First of all, if you observe, I put CCTV camera and all, I could see. If I critically observe, there are few points. They are the first learner. They can identify different objects, smell, they can hide, and they're the killing is instinct, right? Because they are not dependent on anybody, but initial level, their mother, it goes through a rigorous process. Their mother, they taught them each and everything, even identify night time, where to hide, and different object, smell, even different objects mean they're the male cat, how to keep themselves in a secret place. Those are the thing tactics in life they learn in a very very faster way. Even they can get a prey. Mummy sometime their mother catch pigeons, rats. They bring and live condition and they play with them and they try to understand this the basic instinct, right? No, they jump and they kill. They don't kill it. They try to act on how to catch those preys. It's a kind of a training session. Even different cats are having different kind of mentality, mind setup, right? That is also there. They grow in 120 days because cats are fatherless. This is a part-time father. I told that mother, they taught everything to their kittens. Within 120 days they are sustainable. सो मदर लीव्स देम, मम्मी छोड़ के चला जाता है, माँ छेड़े चले जाए, तो they have the inbuilt sustainability for survival mechanism that is been developed in 120 days. See, cats also belong to mammalians. They live 20-25 years. Can you imagine if a cat is living for 25 years? Their survival things, they do not know what is going to happen tomorrow. They live for moments, right? And they are also emotionally playing with humans. They can read human mind like anything. They can understand your mind. They can steal food, beg food, and how to approach human. Everything is known to them. They can wait for somebody. They can wait for their prey for a longer time. They go out for killing those rats and or pigeons and any other animal if they found it is suitable for them. They try to make sure the basic thing food. The second part is shelter. They can stay anywhere. Here the domestic cats, they try to mingle with human being and they get a shelter. Sometimes they don't get shelter. Most of the cats, sometimes they manage to get a shelter in human house and they live there, even not inside, at least outside they get a place. The another thing is I am trying to tell over here, if many things, the learning process is very much natural. This kind of learning attitude, like no process, if our education system, human education system, like British education, American, Chinese, even for Japanese, the education system we have, I feel that they are mostly following the Finland education system. I have published many videos that if at all, like no, we want to adopt the good education system, which is very much technical in nature, and to develop the skill development, probably we need to learn a lot of things from cats. Even for rats also, I have published many videos, their life and the joint family concept, and the unity is very much there both in cats and rats. They have a very stronger communication skill. They interact with one cat to another. Their body language, they use a very few words. They do not express the some meow meow meow. This is a different decibel. They express their anger, concern, love, passion, many things with this one meow meow meow. And they try to come to closer to human being also. They have different approach for that. There are many things to learn from cats, and probably one can apply in their own life. Very small thing, but there are many things to learn. This is what I want to convey. And another thing is stress relief. You can have a lot of stress can be released through cats. Third thing is the sustainability, the kind of waste, organic waste that is generated at your home. If you are feeding them those waste material like chicken or mutton or fish or chapati, maybe sometime rice, milk, curd, they can eat. And rather than throwing it to municipal corporation or dustbin, if you feed them, your organic load can be reduced by 50% what is going to dumping station, right? Now here, finally, what is going, it is going to dumping station, you are just burning them and making a lot of smoke over there. The pollution level is increased. Rather than doing this exercise, probably each home, probably if they can make a provision to feed those waste material to those cats or rats outside home, and a small shelter, a box, that can save millions of cats or rats life. That is what I want to tell over here. So in, you can reduce the pollution level by 50%. So whereas you want to use the Einstein theory E is equal to mc square, even the auction theory I talked about, auction theory is getting the best output at the end of the day. That is also 2018-19 Nobel laureates who work. E is equal to mc square, Albert Einstein. This is the basic theory, that is the mass energy transfer, right? What is conversion is taking place if they are eating, and they will be healthy, and the reproduction cycle, your biological food change can be intact. This is one of the idea I have proposed many times in a sustainable economy. The second part, what I talked about, that making individual sustainable, independent, that is more important in life, right? You have the education. After education, you are dependent on that government or any private or any systems are going to offer you job. That much shrinkage is there. Rather than doing this exercise, if that, cat, the way they utilize their knowledge and wisdom for their survival, because the important part, cats are not storing any kind of food materials. They are very much uh, on real time. They try to find out their food, accommodation, everything, and they try to adapt their thinking process also on real time basis. Here, for human being, what is essentially important, that we have to have a kind of a mindset of that you want to do something for yourself. You need to exercise your knowledge and wisdom and your skill, and whatever studies one is doing from there, something probably driven out, and make some kind of entrepreneurship skill to set up something. For that matter, one need to take very kind of a conscious decision to do that. It's not easy thing, but if that mentality is there, in a shorter span of time you can have a sustainable thinking, and you try to build a system, like in a small organization, setting up something, doing trial and getting the output at the end of the day. You can reach your things up to break even point. Even immediate result, if it is not there, probably after some time you will find things are moving at the right direction. For that matter, there are few steps one need to follow it, and that you need to start it very calculated way, making a small team. If you should know that the right person to be picked and right ideas to be picked, and find out a market, and make it sustainable at the end of the day. For that matter, you can do many things. If you have idea, you can have a coaching institute, you can have a painting or any kind of creative thinking things. Probably you can do that. If you have very technology, probably if you find that some importance, you can make a prototype and find out the market, and try to see that you are able to sell with the sale, and get some money at the end. It is very much possible, and once you follow it up, it is not necessarily that one idea should click. It is not that way. You should have, okay, if one idea is failing, you might be thinking for the second idea, third idea, something like that, so that you will find one idea is clicking, right? The success story is less, but if you follow it up for a longer time, definitely there is success. For that matter, you need to study different biography of different entrepreneurs and their success story, how they have done it, what kind of struggle they have made it. But there are few things are very important. One, it should not be very egoistic, and his knowledge is, everybody is having knowledge, but how you are exercising your knowledge, that is more important. The point what I want to make over here is very very simple thing. You exercise your knowledge and wisdom at the end of the day in a very rational way, logical way, and try to outsource also many things, many ideas if you have, At initial stage you may not think of a complete setup. It's kind of an abstract level. When you developing the prototype, you can take help from many places, develop the prototype, even funding also. Nowadays you get a lot of fundings from here and there, so you can form a company, kind of an entrepreneurs, okay, kind of an enterprise. Either it is a kind of an private limited company or a proprietorship company or a kind of NGO or anything for that matter. You, based on your activities, you can categorize where you are fitting in that basis. Probably you can, on that basis you can put your company in a proper place. Once you form the company, and there is a responsibility of managing things. For managing, you need to have literature, you need to have technical documents, you need to have quotations, you need to have prototype, you need to have product ready. If you are manufacturing something in idea, if you have something good ideas, you can install at customer side based on your ideas and thinking. If you are handling somebody's product, probably you need to have agreement with them, make sure those products are having some impact or importance or application in market. On that basis one can do that. Friends, what I was trying to talk about, that entrepreneurship is a kind of an inner instinct. Probably you need to pursue that for a little longer time at early age. If you are starting after graduation or after master degree or after PhD or after your engineering or after your MBA for that matter, here you are creating an opportunity for a job for a small group of people. Now imagine a situation that India is having thousands of universities, thousands of engineering colleges, the research institute, academic institute, where there are a lot of technologies are already available. You can have tie up with a lot of institute where you can literally get free of cost technology. You need to sign an MOU only, so you can start easily. Those are proven tech, not proven technology. At least your things are ready. Now you need to find out the market for that, for that matter. Once you are entering into the MOU with certain university, and you can promote them very nice way. Sometimes you have your own work where you have done something during your PhD time, and those things, probably your research time, you got a product and you can utilize that for your application. Friends, I have 10 technologies, let me tell you, and the same way, first one, I work on climate change simulation model. Those are very complex technology, very theoretical understanding. At the end of the day, it's very, very expensive. You need to have lot of theoretical idea and the application part related to environment, right? They're the functional models, and they are mostly used for crop varieties development and different atmosphere like CO2 temperature, ozone in different temperature stress. There are many things that is coming to the picture. You need to develop a prototype or a simulation chamber where you are exposing those plants, different varieties. The scientists, they do it and they develop it. But developing the system, it is a complete mathematical computation, and the designing part that is coming out. In biological science, there are many things one can do it. Either it is a biofertilizer, climate change, environmental science, the reactor designing like fermenter, bioreactor, or algal bioreactor, many things, light scattering technology, separation system, maybe control chamber. Like I have done close to 65 projects across India. Mostly all the research organization like CSAT, DST, ICAR, International Research Organization like ICRISAT, University of Dubai, There are many places our systems are running. Those are very functional system, and there are hundreds of PhD students. They are coming out. There are hundreds of research paper that is coming out. The institute like GNU, ICR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, IRI, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, RRI, Rice Research Institute, Kotak, OUT, like Assam Agriculture University, so University of Hyderabad, even the all ICR Institute, IITs, most of the IITs, we have systems like developed for climate change studies. Climate change studies even we have developed for what I call it like in Forest Research Institute, FRI. So they are working on trees. CSI Research Institute like NBRI, ISBT. So there are a lot of plants were going on medicinal plants or trees like Soria robusta, Tectona grandis. How the CO2 impact is there, photosynthesis, carbon sequestration, even because of global warming, what is happening, what CO2 is coming, right? No, increasing CO2, increasing temperature, your microbial dynamics is also changing. So those kind of things are basically a lot of interdisciplinary things are required, where any institute also getting an opportunity to work on a multidisciplinary stage, where biologists coming from plant physiology, microbiology, biotechnology, genetics, molecular biology, all are coming together and trying to publish good papers, right? What is more important over here, the once a group is working for a specific problem, then the quality of research also improves a lot, right? Here, being as a from a specific field like a biologist coming from plant physiology, not understanding the biotechnology or molecular biology, if let's say you are exposing a plant with a certain CO2 level, now there are few aspects, the physiological aspect and biochemical aspect. If both the things has been studied together, you need to have expertise or scientist or researcher from that particular field. Now that has to be done with different groups, right? And once they combinedly publishing any papers, the quality of the papers will be much more higher than thinking a research in a one way, in a morphological way, or only the plant physiological aspect like photosynthesis or stomatal index, how it is changing. If you are putting the molecular aspect, and also sometimes you need to see what kind of proteins, because of high temperature or more CO2 level, how the molecular level changes is taking place, and finally you are getting a different variety or different germplasm which is sustainable or capable to withstand that kind of temperature. Those kind of things are very important in modern day research. I know more than 100 students, they are doing postdoctorate. Some are settled in abroad with our climate change projects. I've told many times the idea of what is more important, even the algal biology, the separation system, and the using specific light wavelength for different algae and exposing them, getting different kind of molecule which is having economic importance. Because what is more important, if you are putting into IR light, different IR range, plant can respond in different IR, and one can standardize that which IR light is most suited for a specific algae, and you are getting maximum output. Basically the microalgae studies, this is a gray area. Probably there are scope to earn a lot of money and a lot of revenue can be generated here. I told many times that government sometimes are not in a position to offer them, but I'm talking about especially in India, the entrepreneurship, what is more important in university level or in college level or school level, any ideas is anybody is having, nurturing them through entrepreneurship cell incorporating part of the education system, making professor, researcher also part of the team, the director, whoever it may be, and finally those technologies has to be channelized either through a company or through a individual capacity. One can take up those technology and do this thing. Even for the biofertilizer, I talked about algae, I talked about VA mycorrhiza. There are many research institute there involved, like TERI, Tata Energy Research Institute, BAF. In Pune, they are making biofertilizer, regional different strains of biofertilizer, VA mycorrhiza, nitrogen fixing bacteria. Those things are having direct importance in the agriculture for a sustainable economy, or kind of a, rather than using kind of chemical fertilizer, one can use biofertilizer, because in nature there are a lot of minerals are there which are in the form of chelate. Only few microorganisms can break those chains and make those minerals available for the plants. That is more important. This is a natural thing. And vegetables and other things, pesticides free vegetables is one of the thing. Greenhouse, where you can do floriculture, different things you can do. You can do hydroponics, aeroponics, and where you can grow a lot of vegetables, including tomato, potato, brinjal, even chili, green chilies. There are many things one can grow and find the market for them. You can get better price. Now those things has to be exercised. I we have been talking to a lot of big academic school, and the greenhouse they want to make, and those vegetables what they will be growing for their hostel, like this is the idea. So again, it is a kind of a sustainable thing that is coming out to picture, and many young boys can have a lot of interest and they can learn hands-on training, right? Know what is greenhouse, how they grow, how they water the seedling stage. There are many stages, flowering stage, a lot of studies one can do it. This is what it is required. Friends, I told that India is a country where the basic economy is based on agriculture. Now the question is over here. The agriculture, if 60-70% people are dependent on agriculture, we have to give a lot of importance. Water, irrigation, fertilizer, different seed varieties, even land reformation act, I told you, that has to be implemented. People should not work as a worker or laborer until or unless you apply land reformation act. People are not accessing, they should get access to land, minimum land. So those things are very important for a country to make it sustainable. The second part I talked about education part. Education, different vocational training, entrepreneurship. It is not necessarily that everybody will be doing PhD or going abroad. The basic thing, engineering college, they can have their entrepreneurship sale, or different school they can have entrepreneurship sale. That is possibility that people can learn short time course, they can do it and they can earn money. The second part, in education system, I told you I have published, given my vision or Vision Bengal documents, where I talked about many issues. The reforms part, reforms education, right? And I have talked about the education system, right? If you are making two shifts, one is government and one is private, the same premises you give it for rental, and the money what you are going to earn from the evening shift, that can, like, give equal amount of money for the daytime teachers. So you are not taking any additional money from government, right? अब गवर्नमेंट से एक्स्ट्रा पैसा नहीं ले रहे हो, टीचर का सैलरी भी हो जाता है, इवनिंग शिफ्ट में जो पैसा आता है वो पैसा में बच्चे लोग भी पढ़ाई भी कर लेते हैं. You can have a complete sustainable thing. For that, there will be millions of jobs can be created by only making two shifts, right? So this is a possibility, because India is a very big country, right? And thousands of 10 plus 2 or 10 standard school is there. Only thing, you have to change the thought process and government should take the initiative to do that, or each state government should come forward and do that. There are many young generations, they are having idea, but only thing it is not been executed for different reason. Only thing is possible, they need little kind of boost or a little kind of exposure, a small place. For that matter, there are so many incubation center. Now here you have to make a system where if anybody is having ideas, after screening those ideas, there must be some committee and somebody should be mentoring them. That is what it is. At the initial 1 or 2 3 years, those kind of loan facilities, maybe lower rental rates, those facilities, if it is available, they can do much better thing. I think if this idea can taken for few years, 15 years, maybe 10 years, there will be a tremendous changes in the mind setup. Then nobody will be asking job from the government. I am telling 100%. What is more important in life, if you are able to make yourself sustainable, if you are able to manage yourself, it is everybody is thinking. And if you are able to make an organization, if you are offering even 5 to 10 jobs also, even not 5 to 10, if you are able to manage yourself, is nothing like that. And there is a, this is possible. Now here government promising many things, you don't work, so you will get everything. That is a kind of a vague idea. Okay, those ideas one can have for the poor, and those who are not having anything, for them probably they can give some initial thing for their education, whatever things government wants to give. It is not for everybody. The policy in any country, what is more important, what is happening across Asian countries, across globe, why the country is stuttering, economy is going down. It is because we are asking or taking huge amount of loan from external sources and making things. After that we are not able to repay or not able to generate revenue. Here what is more important is each country should be assessing their assets, strength and weakness. On that basis they can have a sustainable economy. What are their strength? If it is agriculture, let them give more importance to our agriculture. Is taking help from foreign countries, or taking help from UN, or taking loan from different countries, because nobody is giving free of cost. There are certain terms and conditions. The developing your own internal strength, human resource development should recognize people, and they should have a kind of a committee to recognize the people, recognize the talent, nurture them, and use them for their countries, nation building. That is more important. I told many times those IIT, for what purpose it is been meant, I'm here to understand that part. So we must rethink about passing out from IIT, going out, whoever it might be. I told many times, I'm not naming over here. If those creamy brains are not being utilized for the development of the Mother Earth, who is going to do it? I know you cannot stop them, but one must follow the Israel or Japan, what they do it. It is not that you learn here, you everything you do it, you go abroad. We are also awarding them. That is the saddest part I felt. It is very important for a country to recognize the people who are doing something for their motherland. You have to recognize them, you have to respect them, you have to respect their ideas. If they are giving in a different capacity for their country or motherland, with their ideas, time, and spending the whole life in India and giving everything, they should be recognized at the end of the day. That is what my idea. The proper due diligence must be there. It is not the political system that take the 100% credit and run away. I told in many videos, I talked about 150 years history of science in India. if any development has taken place, it is the contribution of few scientists. I have named them Acharya Prafulla Chandra, Jagadish Bose, Meghnad Saha, Satyen Bose, Prashant Chandra Mahalanobis in present day, the man like Abdul Kalam, and there are many scientists, many directors, and many researchers. They have developed many things for their country, and men like M.S. Swaminathan. Now, some are recognized, not some are not recognized, and they should be respected. Like industrialists, I talked about Ratan Tata, Jamshedji Tata, or Azim Premji, Narayan Murthy, the ladies like Shudha Murthy, Biocon. There are many, if you name it, there are many, and they should be given much more importance, and they should be allowed to do the public speaking and for entrepreneurship skill development. They can be utilized for the national building. Okay, they are doing it at their capacity. Government should recognize them, and they should be treated as a kind of an inspiration for the society. But the industrialists are treated in a different way, in different state, behaves in a different way, for the political gain. That should not be the approach. Similar way, pharmaceutical company, there are many companies that are doing great jobs. Santa Biotech, Dr. Reddy's Laboratory, Poonawalla, Bharat Biotech. India is full of Indian companies. They are doing extremely well. Industry, agriculture, pharmaceutical company, if those things are taken everything in a holistic way, and government, they're doing proper monitoring and understanding the day-to-day basis issues, probably India can be seen as a better place. Another thing is the population control, managing human resources. There must be some accountability at the end of the day, where one need to make sure that the way population is increasing, the land versus human is shrinking now. So how much modern technology you want to bring, the bridge, the scarcity gap, that is one need to see. Our storage facilities, food facilities, many things coming to the picture. I talked about after 1947, there are a lot of things are there in our constitution, those things to be abolished, right? Or a lot of reformation should be there. One in the reservation part has to be totally abolished. Those are the things, uniform civil code, that is also to be implemented, right? That is what it is. The backdoor entry in politics, that has to be abolished. One must be taking anybody, if somebody is defeated, means there is no place in politics for them for certain times, must be elected, right? Those are few issues. And the free visa I talked about, everywhere is people talking about, any political leaders, they are speaking free things. I told make them accountable. Even they are giving free, if they are not able to fulfill what they are promising, it should be endorsed by the election commission. Next time, the promises they are making, if they are not able to fulfill, they should be thrown out, or they should be barred from fighting election. Until or unless you make stringent rules in their commitment, and because at the end of the day, based on their commitment, they have been selected. Now imagine a situation, people are going, same Indians are going abroad, going to Singapore, Arabian countries, going to Europe, going settling in America. They are bound by their rules and regulation, they follow each and everything. But only in India, we say each and many things, but we don't fulfill the commitments. We get away or run away. There must not be any kind of political interference with anybody setting up industry. They should be given freedom. They should be given a lot of tax benefits, so that one can have a better India and one can work freely. If those things are not there, then it is a very kind of a difficult thing at the end of the day for a country like India or Asian countries. What is happening in Sri Lanka, it is the same situation. You borrow, borrow, borrow. Pakistan, what is happening? Borrow, borrow, borrow. The country is not having anything, they are not doing anything, they are borrowing, right? You think about the entire Asia, many countries, right? If you can go to Maldives, also same situation. Many countries they are not doing it. Any economy, if it is want to make it sustainable, you have to production in agriculture and industry. What is required for the people, at least to feed the people of their respective country. At that time, if you are able to do that, there won't be any problem. The few issues probably, if your country is not having those things, probably you can have, but unnecessarily borrowing money for protecting your country, you borrow trillions of dollars just to safeguard the nation or country, it is not good. That's why I told many times this world must think and relook that what is going on in the war in Russia and Ukraine, that is too bad. I told, I have published many videos. This war business has to be stopped. In the name of war, the news media also making business in night time, putting advertisement and also making money. Sometimes we feel that war is a kind of an adventurous thing, and you are also showing that work how things are happening. Many journalists been died from big news channel at the war zone. I told about for what purpose these journalists are there in their respective country and talking about, rather than they should go to Russia and do that. This world has seen many wars: First World War, Second World War, Gulf War, the Iraq War, many wars they have seen. Even it had happened to Afghanistan. This economic aggression has to be stopped in the name of development or restoring democracy. That matter has to be stopped. I told many times that whichever country is doing whatever exercise, either it is a monarchy or democracy, it should not be anybody's business to get into that country and try to teach them a lesson. Well, if it is going out of the way, there is a way to do it. There is a forum for that. For that matter, your United Nation is there, your NATO is there, or any other European Union is there. I talked about that there is a need of Asian unions. If you analyze Asia of last 200 years, the rest world is doing a lot of business in the name of restoring democracy. Now, how good or how bad this is, one need to see it. There are proxy war, there are silent war, there are cold wars that is going on. This is a war business. It's a trillion. We recent this Ukraine and Russia war. It is estimated every day the expenses is 22 billion US dollar. Can you imagine? Now Putin administration is telling they are bankrupt now. I believe after few days Russia will be getting into a kind of a bankruptcy, and they will go down to history what had happened 100 years back. This much I can tell you. We are not exercising. All political leaders must exercise their knowledge and wisdom. They should help. The rich country should help the poor country. That is what it is. Rather than helping, they are giving money and they are supplying weapon to another country and keeping a kind of a instability across globe, which is bad. What I personally feel, peace is important. It is very difficult for any country like what is happening in Ukraine. Most of the people are driven out forcefully from Ukraine. They are now taking shelter. It's country, right? Can you imagine one country, one family switching over from one place to another place? How much time, energy, pain one is taking and leaving. Same thing happened to Kashmir 1990. How the Kashmiri Pandits are driven out. So how much pain. Those history lesson probably we need to learn. If you are not learning, and nobody is going to help. I wish that wisdom part we should have some mentorship. The world, some peace organization should talk about That war word must be deleted from the dictionary. There is no word. I wish one day this whole world there is no atom bomb, no hydrogen bomb, or no any other bomb manufacturing. If at all any uranium exercise is there, that should be for the development of energy or medicine, nuclear research in a different things which is good for the betterment of the society as a whole. That is what it is. Otherwise, if this is the scenario, if it is in 21st century, if you are thinking about this war and all, it is definitely the mindset of the leaders right now, their aggression. One day the whole world, if it all war is happening, the whole world will be collapsed within 10-15 minutes, I told you. So it is better that any country today is exercising nuclear work. Another, I told, one can refer my 65-70 days back video. Putin was thinking that it is a cakewalk for him, but what is happening gradually now? The polarization, support, many things are coming to the picture. Now his fellow is cornered now. He's cornered in many reasons because it's not that easy game, right? So now things are in a balanced condition. I believe acting very smartly it doesn't help. I told many times this world doesn't belong to only Putin. It belongs to close to 800 crores population of this mother earth. So Putin might be thinking he is a trillionaire, he is a rich, he might be the owner of Russia, but at the end of the day he needs to understand the history, what had happened to Hitler, what had happened to Stalin. So history is a bitter thing probably. If we are learning, sooner we are learning, better would be. That is the thing probably. We are not learning any lessons. No, we are a common man. I am a common man. My word has got no meaning. But the point over here, it is possible to make a sustainable Mother Earth is possible and very much possible. What is there? You give up your nuclear atom bomb making exercise, your all those warheads exercise, you stop it. So your economy, the money we are spending it for war, it is few times higher than what you need it for your day-to-day basis exercise. I told out of curiosity what Sri Lanka is facing problem. If Russia is stopping 4, 5, 6 days war, that money if they divert it, you can have a good economy in Sri Lanka. Friends, what I want to tell you over here, things are not good the way it is. We have very challenging days coming. Corona, this biological war. I have not talked about what China is doing it. It is known to everybody that everybody knows the nuclear war is a second line of thought for present day war, because everybody knows that if somebody is charging, the other country will also do the similar exercise. The survival is not there. The biological war you can do silently, you can do hide and seek game, and it's very difficult to prove. If somebody is making coronavirus or anthrax virus and spreading it, so those things are interesting. Being as a biology student, I can tell very honestly that nuclear war is a kind of a remote possibility, because the survival chances are zero for everybody. But in biological war, it's a slow poison, right? Now Chinese economy is the top economy. Last 2 years they are beating America, so they are controlling whole Europe, all African country. Now you can understand what it is. Friends, I want to close my video by saying that we should exercise our knowledge and wisdom. That is what it is. Everybody is knowledgeable, but exercising knowledge is very important. Knowledge is not that important. You exercise your wisdom, the way Gautam Buddha has used it. Good spiritual leaders, they have used it. So I am a great follower of Gautam Buddha. So follow good philosophy, humanity. That is, you will be remembered. Any political leader will be remembered. Right. Like in India, I could see our present, whoever political establishment, our present government, the Hinduism philosophy or Buddhism philosophy never talks about war. So it's a good thing. It's a love, peace, and tranquility message we have been spreading it. And the more you spread it, more better things are expected from that part. So once again, thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care. Bye. Take care. Bye. Bande Mataram. Bye bye.